When should you start introducing solid foods to your baby? This is the big question on the minds of many new parents, and it's a crucial step in your little one's development. The general consensus, supported by the World Health Organization, suggests introducing solid foods at around 6 months old. But every baby is unique, and it's essential to look for signs that your baby might be ready for this exciting new stage. Are they showing interest in your food? Can they sit up with support and hold their head steady? Do they open their mouth when food comes their way? These are some of the hints that your little explorer might be ready to embark on the culinary journey. However, it's essential to remember this golden rule. Solid foods are introduced as a supplement to breast milk or formula, not a replacement. Yes, that's right. Solid foods are there to complement your baby's diet, adding variety and introducing new flavors and textures. Remember, solid foods are a supplement to breast milk or formula, not a replacement. So, what should be your baby's first solid foods? Now, that's a question every new parent asks. And the answer is simpler than you might think. Starting off, it's often recommended to begin with single-grain cereals. These are usually easy to digest and unlikely to cause allergies. Oats, rice, and barley are excellent examples. But remember, they don't have to be plain and boring. You can mix these cereals with breast milk or formula to make them more palatable for your little one. Now, let's talk about fruits and vegetables. These should also be a part of your baby's first foods. Think about pureed apples, bananas, peas, and sweet potatoes. These are not only nutritious, but also gentle on your baby's developing digestive system. But here's a key point. Introduce one food at a time. This is crucial for 2 reasons. First, it allows your baby to get used to the taste and texture of each new food. Second, it helps you watch out for potential allergies. If your baby has a reaction, you'll know exactly which food caused it. Once you've introduced a food, wait a few days before introducing another. During this time, watch for any signs of an allergic reaction. These could include rashes, diarrhea, or vomiting. If you notice any of these symptoms, contact your pediatrician immediately. And don't forget, variety is the spice of life, even for babies. By introducing a range of different foods early on, you're not only providing your baby with a wide range of nutrients, but also helping them develop a taste for different flavors. This can set the stage for healthy eating habits that last a lifetime. And here's a bonus tip. Make mealtimes fun. Use colorful bowls, spoons, and bibs. This can make the experience more enjoyable for your baby and less stressful for you. So, there you have it. Starting your baby on solid foods doesn't have to be a daunting task. With the right approach, it can be a fun and exciting journey for both of you. Introducing a variety of foods early on can help set the stage for healthy eating habits. Now that we know when and what to start with, how do we actually do it? Great question. Let's dive right in. Starting solid foods is a gradual process. It's not about replacing milk feeds, but complementing them. To begin, offer just a few spoonfuls of the first foods after a milk feed. This might be once a day initially, and you can gradually increase this to twice a day, and then 3 times a day as your baby becomes more accustomed to the new flavors and textures. This gradual approach is not just about getting your baby used to solids, but also about observing for any adverse reactions. It's a good idea to introduce one new food at a time and wait for a few days before introducing another. This way, if your baby has a reaction, it's easier to pinpoint the culprit. Now let's talk about mealtime. You might be thinking it's just about getting the food into your baby, but it's so much more than that. Mealtime is a learning experience for your little one. It's a time for exploration, discovery, and bonding. It's an opportunity to introduce your baby to a variety of flavors and textures, and to instill healthy eating habits from a young age. To make mealtime a positive experience, stay relaxed and patient. Remember, your baby is just starting out on this journey. There might be more food on your baby's face or the floor than in their tummy, and that's perfectly fine. Encourage your baby, but never force them to eat. If they're not interested or if they're full, respect that. The goal is not to fill them up, but to introduce them to the wonderful world of food. And finally, keep in mind that every baby is unique. What works for one might not work for another. It's a learning process for both you and your baby, and it's okay to take it at a pace that works best for you. Remember, it's all about exploration and learning at this stage. There's no need to rush. As your baby becomes more comfortable with solids, what's the next step? Well, one of the exciting parts about introducing solids is gradually expanding your baby's culinary horizon. Now, this doesn't mean you should start serving up a 5-course meal just yet, but it does mean you can begin to introduce more texture and a wider variety of foods. Think of it as a food adventure, a journey into the world of tastes, smells, and textures. It's time to move beyond the basics and start to explore new flavors and textures. This could mean mashing up a ripe banana instead of pureeing it, or perhaps introducing your baby to the wonderful world of avocados. Texture plays a critical role in this stage of food exploration. It not only adds an exciting element to mealtime, but also helps your little one develop their chewing skills. So, introducing foods with different textures can be a great way to stimulate their senses and promote oral motor development. Now let's talk about finger foods and self-feeding. This is a milestone that many parents look forward to. It's a sign that your baby is growing up, gaining independence, and developing fine motor skills. Finger foods like small pieces of soft fruits, cooked vegetables, or well-cooked pasta are perfect for this stage. They're easy to grasp and safe for your baby to eat. But remember, self-feeding doesn't happen overnight. It's a skill that develops over time. So be patient and let your baby set the pace. Encourage them, but don't rush them. It's more about the journey than the destination. And finally, variety is the spice of life, as they say. By around 12 months, your baby should be eating a variety of foods from all the food groups. This not only ensures they're getting all the nutrients they need, but also helps them develop a love for different types of food. So keep exploring, keep introducing, and most importantly, keep enjoying this exciting food journey with your little one. By around 12 months, your baby should be eating a variety of foods from all the food groups. Introducing solids can be a messy and sometimes challenging process. What are some common obstacles and how can we overcome them? Well, let's delve into this. One of the most common challenges is food refusal. You might find your little one pushing away the spoon or turning their head away. Don't panic. This is a new experience for them, and it may take some time for them to get used to the texture and taste of solid food. A helpful tip: keep trying. Offer the same food on different occasions. It can take up to 10 or 15 tries before a baby begins to accept a new food. And remember, your reaction is key. Stay calm and supportive and avoid turning mealtime into a battle. Next, let's talk about potential food allergies. It's important to introduce new foods one at a time and wait a few days before introducing another. This way, if an allergic reaction occurs, it's easier to pinpoint the culprit. Symptoms of food allergies can include hives, vomiting, diarrhea, coughing, wheezing, or a rash around the mouth or face. If you notice any of these signs, contact your pediatrician immediately. And finally, the mess. Oh, the mess. This is a part of the process, and it's how your baby learns. They explore the world around them, and that includes their food. So, allow your baby to touch, squish, and even throw their food. Yes, it can be a pain to clean up, but it's all part of their learning journey. You can minimize the mess by using a bib, placing a mat under the high chair, or even letting them eat in just a diaper. Remember, every baby is different. What works for one might not work for another. Be patient and persistent. Each moment, even the messy and challenging ones, are stepping stones in your baby's journey to becoming a confident eater. So, embrace the journey, cherish the milestones, and remember, you're doing a great job. So, we've covered a lot today. Let's quickly recap. We kicked things off by addressing that big question. When is the right time to introduce solid foods to your baby? The consensus is around 6 months, but every child is unique, so always consult with your pediatrician. Next, we dove into the world of first foods. Purees are a great start, with fruits and vegetables leading the charge. We stressed the importance of introducing one food at a time to monitor for any potential allergies. We then walked through the process of introducing these new foods. Patience is key here, as is making mealtime a fun and engaging experience for your little one. Lastly, we tackled potential challenges and how to overcome them. From picky eaters to food allergies, we covered it all, offering practical solutions to keep things moving smoothly. Remember, introducing solids is a big step for your baby. Enjoy this exciting time and happy feeding.